We are ripping through the top stories that are happening in America right now, and we're boiling down to the bullet points, what you need to know, and you're only going to get it right here. Judd, I'm excited. We got
I too share your excitement, oh Patriots. One,
good. We got four stories and a wacky wild card because that is how we do it. What is bullet point number one?
bullet point number one, thank you very much, producer, is impeachment 2.0. Dems gone wild again and again and
I
again
used to
and
I used
again.
to love those. I used to love those videos. Dems gone wild. I thought they were against the law. Bullet point number two.
Boom. Hashtag inauguration day. Hashtag virtually sucked.
Bullet point number three.
Biden unity speech and 25 unity executive orders.
Oof. Bullet point number four.
Antifa in Portland again. Someone should remind them they don't exist.
All right. That you're gonna have all those and a wild card right after this extremely sweet graphics package.
Woo!
That was wonderful. That was worth every single penny that we stole from those donation jars at the convenience store. Okay, let's jump right in. Judd Dunning, bullet point number one, I believe you were saying this had something to do with impeachment 2.0.
Boom. Do we really take impeachment seriously anymore? They're talking about impeaching all the presidents from the past. Really, I hope my girlfriends don't call from the past. I hope the people that I've been in business with suddenly we're just going to set this standard. It's Navarro, who did the Navarro report, said it so perfectly. He said, this will be a 50-50 country if they do it. The gap between us will be a chasm. There will be nothing but friction. And I'm wondering who's going to be the lube. I think they're trying to really take one over on Trump. But the real issue is our battle plans changed. It went from real unity to actually we are going to have to be the obstructionist party. They're trying to decimate the guy because they know America would actually go back to him.
That is really, I think, the big bullet point. This isn't about any. They haven't even collected enough evidence of a possible crime. They know when Trump was given the speech. They know when the violence started at Capitol Hill. They know he didn't. This is all about emotion. It's not about what happened at the Capitol. It has everything to do with stopping Trump from running again, and that's why the GOP, for lack of a better term, they need to nut up. They need to grow a spine and start pushing back. This is an embarrassment. I shudder to think what if this nation would break in half. It would bust in half if this made it through the Senate and they could just come after somebody who wasn't president anymore. Nope, nope. Color. I will move to Texas so fast it'll make your head spin. I will secede from this joint.
Yeah, the false pretenses of Joe, like, oh yeah, impeachment's that's horrible. It's horrible. Anyway, keep impeaching, keep impeaching. I mean, this whole element is like he's not leading already. Is this the leader we're gonna have? That he's gonna pander to the idea, but then execute anyway. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I think that Schumer and Pelosi are involved in some crazy sex chamber, star chamber thing going on. I mean, there's no Mitt Romney's in there in the corner doing whatever he does to himself. I'm sorry, something's going on here. I mean, the way that Republicans are going after themselves. Now, really, the real important point of this is we should primary any congressman that supports this impeachment, that censures Cruz, that censures Haley. I mean, it's war, and it's war on our own. And those people are going to have to be removed. You have to stay with the party line in a two-party system.
Judd, it ain't gonna get better than that. Let's move right on. I agree with everything you said. Bullet point number dose.
Thank you. I went on your Twitter feed to figure out what you'd agree with, and I bullet pointed you. So it's an evil loop of agreement.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I'm like a fat kid at Arby's.
What's
Bring
this
'em
picture of
on.
this woman? What is this on your feed? All right. So bullet point number two. Bullet point number two. BulletPointNation. Boom. Thank you very much. Inauguration day, which virtually sucked. I have to say, I thought the Harris inauguration was amazing. I think they did a great job. I thought the celebrities were awesome. It looked like they were all, getting special tax status so they could all save money to fly to Epstein Island. They. I want to say that flags are not people. Oh my gosh, I'm enjoying the show with Michael. I'm a bad slide master. Bad slide master. Let me just turn around and you can apply my punishment. So, but if you take a look here, more importantly, this is the prior. These are the prior inaugurations. This was Trump's inauguration. If you flip back to the other inauguration with Biden and Harris, there was barely anyone there. I mean, their support continually on video, in person, in the inauguration still remains indubitably suspect. People would show up with a passion. There's that many people that showed up for Trump with a passion. All Dems aren't scared of COVID. It remains suspect. Michael?
You brought up a great point, and I want to add this to it. That yeah, 81 million people. 81 million people were so filled with passion for Joe Biden, they didn't even want to press their little faces up against the chain link fence, keeping them out with the army men.
Right, the passion groupies would have been there.
And when it was on YouTube, YouTube had to take away the thumbs down. They were rolling the thumbs down. So it just doesn't feel like 81 million people really loved him. And for the Democrats, and it was just a sad, scary day to see them putting up the walls and putting up the fences and having all the cops there, and everything was virtual. And then you've got this tiny little elite, these performance people, the pop stars. Really, they genuinely feel in their hearts, we saved America from evil. If you saved America from evil, you wouldn't need the walls and the army men.
Yeah, no.
You're fired.
Thank you very much. That scared me, actually. I was so engrossed in your words that our own sound effects just terrified me. Thank you so much. It's probably our time, but I just want to say, look, I want to read a little bit from the speech right before he did that, because these are things we need to remember. But the answer is not to turn inward, to retreat to competing factions. Distrusting those who don't look like you or worship the way you do or get their news from the same sources that you do. I'm like, this is the left saying this? We must end this uncivil war that pits red against blue, rural against urban, rural versus urban, conservative versus liberal. We can do this if we open our souls instead of hardening our hearts. If we show a little tolerance and humility, start the music now, if we're willing to stand in the other person's shoes, as my mom would say, just for a moment, stand in their shoes. Because here's the thing about life. There's no accounting for what fate will deal with you. So, I mean, interesting enough, at the very end, he threatened us. It's true. I mean, it was the worst speech ever. It was so racially dividing. It was so pandering. I can't. And then they throw a great party. It's well produced, I have to admit. I thought Garth Brooks, Turncoat, did a great job.
All right. We got to move it right along. I think we're already up on bullet point number 3.
Bullet point number 3, yes, we are, which is our amazing. Well, we kind of flowed through. Well, we did Inauguration Day, and then we went to bullet point number 3, which is the unity speech and his executive order. So the executive orders, right?
So you already fired it up. So I'm going to jump in on executive orders, Judd Dunning. This is. These executive orders. Here's the thing. Here's my bullet point on this. America, listen up. Congress is broken. It's not working. All these executive orders. We're setting new world records for executive orders every time a new guy comes in. Obama went hog wild. Then Trump came in and just undid Obama's. Now Biden is undoing Trump's and adding more of his own. And it's just madness at this point. And here's how you know it's madness. The price of insulin. Like, that should cut across every political spectrum.
That's right.
Hey, maybe we should make insulin, maybe we should keep that affordable for people that have diabetes. And boy, Joe Biden was just like, hand me the pen. If Trump signed it, it's evil. I'm doing mine. And that's just blindly following a belief without thinking it through. And that should really scare America. That should be deeply concerning. On, like, who does that? Who does that? Like, I can understand you made the promise about the Keystone Pipeline. You kind of made the promise about fracking on federal property. But hey, Hey, insulin? Really? What's wrong with you? Come on, man.
Come
Judd
on.
Dunning, what do you think about the executive orders?
Well, hey, man, I mean, he nixed energy independence by attacking the Keystone Pipeline. I mean, not only did that, he nixed 51,000 jobs without even really being concerned about it. At least Trump went out and he talked to the people in coal. He tried to resurge and protect and restore. He cared about the people in industry and working. I mean, these 25 executive orders are crazy. The only one I think is probably good is the mass on federal grounds, because all of his interns won't get nose raped for at least the first 30 days. That's what. Come on. I mean, sorry, you can't sniff me right now. He wants double mask. He actually said he wants double mask. And his elements in COVID have been, and toward the border, have been really crazy. Because think about on the border, the way he's opening at the border, it's like diversity in COVID strains right now. How is this even being discussed that we're going to loosen up on the border right now?
And then here's the other thing with what you're saying, like let's just have tens of thousands of possibly COVID positive people run across Texas, and then how unusually cruel is it with those with the Keystone Pipeline jobs and all of that in the middle of a pandemic. In the middle of a pandemic, you're like, hey, I know you had a shred of hope that your job was coming back. No, no, you are permanently unemployed. Learn to code. It's just exceptionally cruel.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess we've seen in the 25, back to what we just said about the speech, we've seen in these 25 executive orders and of his hires that we're going to have a split presidency. And that was the beautiful thing about Trump. Trump's tweeting and his expression matched what he was doing. Obama was an amazing speechwriter, and so is Trump's formal speechwriters are amazing. But we got to see Trump stump for hours and expose his thoughts, his emotions, his feelings. Now we're seeing Biden once again back to the same playbook. I will say exactly what my speechwriters want me to say for political reasons, but I will do whatever I want to do. And,
Yes.
and we're back. We're back. So I just want to say on Newsmax Insiders this week, check out my blog there, Bullet Point Nation. Michael, let me share the brand so we could keep the blog going there. But I do a conservative handbook for how do we go ahead. And there's actually a lot of legal and there's a lot of political actions we can take, even though we don't control the Congress, to get this country back, which takes us into bullet point number 4. Boom. Michael, let us know your thoughts on Antifa back in Portland. Or did they ever go away?
This is just it's wonderful. It's what you call delicious. And just to watch these morons of Antifa just to continue on. This isn't about Biden. It's not. It's not about Biden. It wasn't about Trump. I don't even think it's about the police. I just think it's about people who want to have an enemy and burn things down. That's it. You just want to wear your black sweatshirt and get your hoodie and your backpack and just smash windows. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been. And now it's so phenomenal because it's on Biden's watch. And it's so great to see like the cops gas these people, and then you can be shocked and be like, this is a president gassing his own citizens. And I clutch my pearls and I lay down on my fainting couch.
I clutch my pearls. I can see you clutching your pearls in black, darling. You're gonna look amazing. But you forgot, man. There's got to definitely be like a gas mask hooked up to a bong. I have zero respect for these transient animals breaking civil law. I have no compassion. We have a legislative process. If you can't figure it out in your head to do it peacefully and powerfully, like Gandhi, like Martin Luther King, like all the great leaders of our country, then who cares? Get out and vote. I mean, it's such a waste of time. Think about the end game. What do they get? There's a place in Denmark that we went to called Christendom or something like that, and they let them take over an area, and it was the nastiest hole. It was like the worst corner of Venice Beach. I mean, it was bad. And people were like, we're so free, and people were throwing firecrackers and firing up guns, and all the restaurants were dirty. It was the dream is not achievable. So let's not even act like it is. I mean, they said we don't want revenge. They want war on prior corporatism, prior fascism, and inequality. They don't even care about mine.
It's just bored kids who want something to do. That's really it. And there's no trick to solving it. You arrest them. You break the law, you get arrested, you go to jail. If you can't make bail, wah, wah, wah,
Yeah.
you're staying in the clinch.
Wait, I just want to get this in because it's so interesting. It's Senator Grassley's tweet, right? He said he's just waiting for President Biden to condemn violence, looting, arson the last 2 days in Oregon and Washington State, which he hasn't. And I mean, the thing is instantly everybody who challenged that was seditious. So I want to go to the record with Michael that seditious is a big word. Look it up. It's probably not seditious to just we're abusing it in this our lexicon. Have a seditious day. That's seditious clothing. Try some seditious food. Get it out of your system because nobody knows what it means.
This apple pie is seditious.
Mm.
All right, let's promote some stuff.
All right, great. Here we are. It's promotion time.
Shameless self-promotion time.
All right, let's go. I've got slides that support some shameless. Let's open with a big one because this is your booming window. Michael Loftus, tell us about your Nashville night at Zany's on Fox Nation.
This is an incredible stand-up special, and I've never pursued an Emmy before, but I think I might do it for this one. It's stand-up, live audience in the middle of a pandemic, Zany's, Nashville. It's 1 hour of pro-America hilarity. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, no, it's great. I love it, man. And the opening's so funny. Go see the opening. Opening's great. I love how comedians always do we want to see what's really going on with the comedian before they get onto the stage thing. It's like the brand, and you nailed it. Very funny.
It's almost as good as having a book. Not quite. I wonder what having a book would be like. What would I say then?
I'll tell you what you do. You wake up at 5 o'clock to talk in Pennsylvania and Tampa and the West Coast every day. They're like, so my book's out, 13 and a half Reasons Why Not to Be a Liberal by Humanix and Newsmax. And it's great because we're on a book radio tour. And so it's so funny because sometimes like 5 in the morning, they're like, tell us your most erudite thoughts. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, I'm in my jockeys, trying to push it out. But it's been great, man. I've been able to go all around the nation. We've probably been on 50 radio shows. We're trending toward a bestseller. I just want to say, check it out. It's a handbook to understand conservatism in the days ahead. And understanding conservatism has never been more important. And I'll brag, our compendium was complex for me, and we simplified it so you know your facts. So check it out on Amazon. The book's doing great. And also the new news is I'm every Friday, I'm on Newsmax now on the National Report at 8:30 in the morning. So thanks to Michael for all our great work on the show. And living in his Fox shadow has been not easy for me. So I'm in the little cable twin cousin. Thank you.
My little Judd's all grown up. Get out of the nest. We got to move on.
Yeah,
we got to move on to our.
All right, got it. And last thing, check out. They gave me a column too, so check it out. So moving on to our wild card. Woo! Ooh! All right, here we go. Pressing through to. Okay. Well, it's been a big week for women's sports fans as Joe Biden has enacted transgender legislation that allows men to, or transitioning people of different gender, I'll confirm my book to see if that worked properly later, into women's sports. So Michael Loftus, take it away.
Who's happy about this? No one's happy about this. Like if you're a female athlete and you're really trying your best and you're really competitive, you don't want to see the transgender guy who's now a girl come in because you're not going to win. And then and now the transgender guy who's now a girl, she feels awful too because she knows it's just fake. It's 100% fake. So here's what I think we should do. We should just have sports. Just mix everybody together. Just for all of them. Judo, karate, boxing, all of it. No more men and women's, just sports. I just have at it. Let's just stop pretending. It's just a choice of what uniform you want to wear. Like, I'm gonna wear a bra. You can call me Shelly today. But you're gonna have to beat up my boy Dave over there, and he's been lifting.
Yeah. I mean, come on, really think about it. I mean, I grew up in sports, man. I'm an American, and I grew up as much on the field playing baseball, basketball, and football as I did in the world. So we just injected, appropriate word, a lot of testosterone being amended by puberty blockers into an estrogen world. It's not cool, man. I've taken steroids in competitive college sports, banned me. I never became pro. It completely changes your state. Your strength is radically different. Your motion is, your mind is quicker. I mean, we're talking about a chemical battle. It's just not fair. If you look at it, well, I don't want to go into everything that they said. You guys understand. I had everything that they wrote and what's going on and where they're doing the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the way they're getting there. But this is the worst example of trying to destroy equal opportunity with equal outcome. It is the blatant socialist 101. We will make it fair. Life is not fair. Sports are the perfect place to learn about the losses and the pain of life. My coaches saved my life more than my parents did.
Wow. I couldn't agree with you more. And it's just, my heart goes out to the female athletes. It really does. They're the ones, like, holy smoke, how many girls are going to lose scholarships over this? Look at that.
This photo. I mean, this guy must be like 240 and this chick's like 120 and he's legally on the field. That is a real picture. That's not fair. It's not cool. It's un-American, man.
That's true.
He looks like he's like the guitarist for the Offspring. I mean,
what sport is that? It looks like a cross between rugby and rock paper scissors. It looks like the girl's gonna go, oh, paper, I got scissors, you won.
Yeah, I tell you, man. And if you look at they really said, so the tweet that came up this week on a serious note is this is what happens when you pretend men and women are the same. This is what happens when you ignore biology. Biological men don't belong on women's sports. Any person who suggests otherwise does not live in reality. A hashtag Biden erased women. Biden set the women's movement back a couple decades if this goes through. I mean, they've been fighting to be presidents. They've been fighting to be business leaders. They finally get there. It's like canceling the Keystone Pipeline, right? When we get to energy independence, like, babes, did you enjoy the equality? Hey, it's over. Biden's home. It's a completely messed up message.
Here's the great takeaway. And this occurred to me as I was listening to you. How many people are going to get accidentally red-pilled because of this? This is the right? They're going to go,
yeah.
This is crazy. You're trying to force this false equality on us. I don't like it. Just give me regular equal. That's a good show. That's a good way to go out. Judd Dunning, I enjoy this Bullet Point Nation.
Oh, I love it. It's like we drill down our own wisdom in our own head and share it with the masses.
That's great. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm going to look for you on Newsmax, and I'm going to read your book.
God bless you. God bless America. God bless the show, Bullet Point Nation. We'll see you next week.